Alright guys, how you guys doing? So today, told you guys, I promised you guys in the past I was going to start making more training and instructional videos. So here we go, I'm going to have at it. This is a very regular, very simple level 1 entry flatbed load. Excuse me. Just drop and hook. This is my old trailer, this is what I'm getting. As you can see, everything here is going to be super easy, very basic. So this is something that beginner flatbedders are going to start pulling. Very simple to do. So, as you can see, here's all my stuff. Now, fun fact, on the step deck, the step part right here actually counts as being blocked. So, if you're a flatbedder, you know what that term means. This actually counts as blocking an item. So, I technically don't have to throw 2 straps. Now, the great part about that is, well, 1, less straps. But also, this right here technically doesn't have a working load limit. Okay, excuse me, have a little bit of Copenhagen in while I'm doing this, so bear with me. So yes, now neither would a false bulkhead. A false bulkhead is what you would use to stop something from having forward movement. That or 2 straps, whichever one. I personally do both, depending on the object, if it has the ability to possibly slide forward, which this appears to. Now, let's also take a look at this. Per DOT, these black bands that you see going around the items, they're bonded to the pallets. So, let's say I were to throw a strap across, which I'm not going to do. Let's say I throw a strap across here, and it'll go across top of there and land on that pallet on the other side where my fingertip is. Technically, that's one singular unit. Even though I'm not touching the item on the pallet because it's bonded and unitized to the pallet, it's technically one single unit. However, like I always teach you guys, anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation is for cowards and the lazy. So I'm gonna throw 2 straps on this one just to be safe. One across the front and one across this side, and they'll overlap that top part right there by a little bit. Then each one of these right here gets 1 strap. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and do a time-lapse video of me doing it and call it a day.
Good times last forever. I'll keep my heart with yours. For every minute I am gone. Swear you'll never leave me. I'll be there every time. In your heart and in your eyes.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna show y'all how to do the straps actually. Well, this is a loaded trailer right here. It has a random piece of equipment. I'm gonna take a small piece off of it real quick to allow me to be able to prop the camera up to show you guys how to do the straps. This is very basic, this is entry-level flatbed right here. So it's imperative that you guys learn this. So, here we have this strap and the spool that's gonna go on. You're gonna take the strap. You don't need to twist or anything inside of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it. Make sure it's not twisted or anything like that. I'll include what I'm gonna do after. So I'm going in order right here. Take it, run it through the corresponding spot where I'm gonna put it. And readjust the camera a little bit. Now, you don't want twists and whatnot in the strap while you're putting it through the winch. So, I'm gonna take it, run it through. It needs to be inside the rubber rail. Let's say it's outside and somebody hits you or rubs it, you're gonna cut your strap, you're gonna lose your part of the load. Run your straps through the rubber rail. Notice I'm maintaining my orientation on the strap, and you'll see why in a second. Notice. Now I'm going to take the end right here, take the opposite end, like my straps have a stripe on it on the top. That lets me know that I'm going to take it and take the end, the side that doesn't have the stripe on it. One side has a stripe, the other side doesn't. However your straps are set up to let you know to use the opposite side of what you have facing upward. Take it, you're going to run it through with the opposite side facing upward through the spool or the winch. All right? Now that you run it through, what's going to happen is the reason you do that, maintain orientation, is because you don't want to get twists in it, because if you have a twist and you try to pull it through the spool, it's going to get stuck. Run it through the spool, like such. And take it and run it all the way through. Then, I'm going to back it out and pull it back through the top like that. Now that it's run back through, as you can see, it's attached behind the rubber rail. Run through the spool or winch, whatever you want to call it, the winch. Run through it and back to the top, and now there's no twist in it. Now you're going to start folding the strap to make it look nice and neat. I like to make my folds about 2 feet long. The reason I do it so long is because you get more length in the strap. If you have let's say you do that like 5 or 6 inches, you're gonna have this thick section of strap that's rolled up, and you're not gonna be able to stick it back through here to tighten it down. So I do about 2 feet at a time. After such, I'm going to take this excess, run it back through the spool, run it back through the section right here, the spool space, behind the strap that's over the cargo. Now you'll have this. You see, it's kind of hard to see, but you see how the tip of it, of all the extra rolled up part, is inside right here. Block the sun a little bit. It's inside right there. Take it, sit it down right there in the cargo. Now the reason I left this little bit of extra is because of this. You want to leave some so you can wrap some around the spool. Kind of a secondary fail-safe to keep it from coming undone. Take it and just hand tighten it. As you can see, it is hand tightened.
How you doing, sir?
Good. I'm gonna leave it hand tightened because I need to throw edge protection in 1 second. I'm gonna throw edge protection up here because what you do not want to do is cut your straps. So all this right here, I'm gonna throw edge protection on it. So when I'm going down the road, the straps are not gonna be moving. I don't want to cut it because you're gonna end up messing up your straps and doing all that. Sorry, that was the gentleman bringing me the paperwork. So run it through there. It's in there, it's just behind the strap. I'm not gonna tighten it yet. I'm gonna leave it loose because I wanna be able to put edge protection inside of there to protect the straps. So I'm gonna go ahead and run down the line and do all these straps.
Wherever you go, I will be waiting. Whenever you call, I will be there. Whatever it takes, I'll make your darkest days so bright. I'm in your heart tonight. I never thought that this could go and take me away.
All right, so all the straps are in place now. Now what I'm gonna do is go get some edge protection. So what I want you guys to see before you're like, oh, you need the edge protection on all of them. You see how I have excess strap is going to block the top part that's actually doing the tightening from actually touching the item. So that's going to serve as its own edge protection. See, there's on that one, it's on this one, it's on all the way down on all of them, except for these front few. So I'm going to get some edge protection right here. See, it's touching the wood. I'm going to get some right here. I wouldn't have, you could put some right there, but you don't necessarily really have to, because it's not at an aggressive angle. It's not really pulling down on the sharp part of the metal as more as just touching it and kind of going down at an angle away from it. It's not actually on it. You see how it's a shallow angle there, but right here, when I tighten, if I tighten this, it's going to be a very aggressive angle. You can actually see the wood kind of putting into it already. So I'm going to get some from right here and up there. And I'm going to get some edge protection for right here and right there. The reason you don't want to tighten it all the way down is because if you tighten it all the way down, well, you won't ever get the edge protection on it. Take this first one, slide up under there. You see how it has that protection on it now? Take this next one, slide up under there. I think I grabbed a few extra pieces, so I might as well just use them. There and right there. Now tighten it down. So I'll just kind of do a time lapse of me tightening, but I fear that there might be someone out there who's like, well, how do you tighten it? Get it hand tight on there. Take the winch right here, stick it in the hole, and notice how that's how it tightens. Pull it down. As you're pulling down, it's going to tighten right there, and that keeps it from coming undone. Now, the more you go, obviously the tighter it's going to get. So now I can do the time lapse of me doing it. Alright guys, load is all secured. I had to use a 4-inch ratchet strap on here. Basically, just take it, and you guys, if you've done any kind of labor, use 2-inch straps or some point in life you moved and helped a buddy move, you've probably seen these smaller versions. They work the exact same way. Wrap your strap through it, tighten it down. There you go. The load is all secured. Next, I'm gonna transfer everything off from my old trailer, put it onto this new one. So take off my ladder and my tarp and my dunnage and whatnot, throw it from here onto this trailer, do my paperwork, and head on out. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, you guys. I hope this is helpful to somebody. This load may have been the one that I used to talk about securing, I guess, strapping and whatnot, but this really applies to most loads. Very simple, just throw some straps over it, call it a day, and how to tighten it down and keep it moving. All right, guys, catch you on the next video.